Okay, so welcome everyone, and this is Yes UK, and we are on live on YouTube. So we are a group of young professionals who are passionate about energy and sustainability, and we decided to create this Yes Talks. So Yes Talks is the principle is a talk show where we invite experts to share their experience and about like one particular subject. So today we want to speak about behavior change, because we think this is like a really important issue, especially in the context of COVID-19. So yeah, we have with us today Kana, who is from Hubbub. Hi, Kana. And we have also Chris, who is the co-CEO of Global Action Plan.
Hi.
Hi, Chris. So behavior change. Why? Because as everyone noticed, we had a lot of change of habits and at home, and we stopped like public transport, and we noticed like a lot of differences in terms of air pollution, and we just started to think like, how can we keep these good habits for post COVID-19.
But in a nutshell, our vision is a world where everyone is an environmentalist, whether they realize it or not. So some of you may have seen this voting ashtray before, and this is something that we came up with a few years ago, and it was for a project with Westminster City Council, and we were tasked to address littering issues in one of their busiest streets. It was cleaned 7 times a day, and it was messy. There were 3 pubs, 2 restaurants, and we spent a whole week just watching what was happening on the street, who was littering, why were they littering, and we found that it was mostly young men who were smoking outside the pubs and would litter their cigarette butts. So we thought, okay, what are they interested in? Well, they're interested in football, most of them anyway. And we thought that instead of creating, a massive poster saying, did you know that littering cost, X amount of money to the council, we thought, let's make it fun and easy for them to not litter. So we thought we'd ask the question of who's the best footballer in the world, Ronaldo or Messi? And as you can imagine, this caused some crazy reactions from people, because we actually stacked up the answers so that Ronaldo would win. So people were getting really angry and really emotional. And this went viral on Lad Bible and, YouTube and Twitter. And so, we were starting to get queries about, how can we get this voting ashtray? Lots of people wanting to buy it. So what we actually do now is sell this commercially, but we don't actually trademark it. So if you want to create something like this for your university or your workplace, you're very welcome to.
It's difficult to track, isn't it? I think that's one of the difficulties with this whole behaviour change, engagement, social marketing, what do you want to call it, the world that we're in, is to prove that the thing that you did led to the change, and not just to justify your own existence, but to show that you're making progress. And if people in the movement keep doing more of these things, we will get to where we need to get to. So it can be really difficult. One thing, and perhaps the last sort of air quality thing that I'll share with you, is with Clean Air Day, we set up the National Clean Air Day scheme in 2017, which is one day where people try those things that can reduce air pollution. And to add to make things easier, more attractive and socially expected moniker, I would also add a trigger and a moment when people try the new thing that you want them to do. So that's all about making it more likely that people will do it, but having a trigger that actually gets them to decide whether they're going to do it or not is really, really valuable too. So that's what Clean Air Day is. are you going to decide to work from home that day instead of driving into work? Or are you going to walk the kids to school instead of driving them to school? And what we've been tracking in this idea of, is the movement getting anywhere? Since 2017, we've been tracking how many people in the UK believe that tackling air pollution should be a priority for the country. And that is in the number of people who say that has gone up from in the 60% to in the 80% range. So that's 5 million more people in the UK over the last 3 years have now started to say, yes, we should be tackling air pollution as a priority in this country. And of course, that's not all down to Clean Air Day. That's a whole movement of people who've been messaging that, from health NGOs, travel NGOs, environmental NGOs, local authorities, businesses, individual campaigners, children themselves. There's an enormous amount of people that are behind that. But it's helpful to have some of these long-term insights that you can track to see whether we're getting anywhere.